All right, I'm jumping right in, not waiting. So go ahead, just read through the problem real quick before we start up. Because the first question I'm going to ask somebody is, what are we looking to solve for? At the end, what do I need here? What are we looking to solve for at the end? Okay, how many tickets are sold of each type? Well, talk to me about the type of tickets here. Because I got to start building my let statements here. What are the type of tickets I'm selling? All right, let's hold it right there. So let's start out with X being the number of $8 tickets. There's one kind of ticket. There's more, though. There's a $10 ticket. And again, my variables are X, Y, and going to be Z, but if you want to change yours up, feel free. Number of $10 tickets. And the third kind, for the big spenders, $12 tickets. So if you end up setting up three variables, you're going to end up setting up three equations. It's just that how do we figure out what these equations are? Well, first thing we come across, how many tickets did we sell? Okay. So just like we've done the last week, what's our first equation going to be? Except now I don't have two kinds, I have three kinds of tickets. Okay, here we go. X plus Y plus Z, 400. We're all good. 400 tickets sold. There's equation one. Equation two, not a shock either. The money stays with the money. How much money did I make? 3,700. So instead of just putting X, what do you want me to put with it? 8X plus 10Y plus 12Z now equals 3,700. I don't think that's too bad because it's basically like we've done. Okay, now here starts where it starts getting a little more complicated. The third equation. Read the end of the problem. How many tickets of each type were sold if the combined number of 8 and 10 sold was the same as 7 times the 12? Wow. Well, let's take this a little bit slower. The combined number of $8 and $10 tickets. What'd you call your $8 tickets? And what you call your $10 tickets? Combined. Combined. X, well, this isn't with the money now. This is just the number of tickets. X plus Y was 7 times the number of $12 tickets.
7Z?
7Z. So there are all three equations. Now it's our job to somehow solve for each variable.
Awkward.
First thing, before we do anything, first thing, please have your variables all on one side and numbers on the other. Okay? So which one of these are we going to have to transform? The last one we did, right? Get the variables on one side, please. So instead of using this equation, we're going to use X plus Y minus 7Z. And what's that right side equal to? Nothing's there, yeah, 0. So let's use that equation instead now. Are you ready here? First goal, first job, eliminate the same variable from all three equations. Eliminate the same variable from all three equations. How are we going to do that? First, we're going to pick two equations, or I'm going to pick one in this case. I'm going to pick two equations, and we're going to eliminate one of the variables. So I'm going to pick the first and the second one. And by the way, this is what I'm telling you to do because I'm not giving you options here. When you do one on your own tomorrow, you can pick whatever two you want and eliminate whatever variable you want tomorrow. But for me, just so we're all on the same page, I'm taking the first and the second one, and I want you to help me eliminate X. All right, X plus Y plus Z equals 400. Second equation, 8X plus 10Y plus 12Z equals 3,700. I want to eliminate X. Tomorrow, you can eliminate whatever the heck you want, but it's got to be the same variable from each equation. All right, so what do you want me to multiply this top one by to eliminate x? All right, nothing's changing here, guys. It's just going to take a little longer to do. Distribute it all the way through. Negative 8x minus 8y minus 8z all the way through. Negative 3,200. Negative 8 times 400. We're all still on, we're all still together here. X's are gone. Tell me something about how many Y's you got left.
2y.
2y. Z's
4y.
plus 4y. And what about this number over here?
4z.
500. Oh, Z, yeah, I got it, sorry, Z. We okay? Eliminate a variable. Next, pick two more equations and eliminate x again. Watch what we're going to have here at the end. So I'm going to do it for us. You got to pick the third one. We just can't pick the same two again. I'm going to pick the third one and the second one. If you don't like it, sorry. Tomorrow you can pick whatever you want. But I have to get rid of x again. But I have to get rid of x again. You have to get rid of the same variable each time. All right, what am I going to multiply the top one by? Equals 0. Negative 8 again. Just by coincidence. So negative 8x again, minus 8y. Ooh, what about here? Plus, we're going to the calculator for that one. 56z. And what am I still left on the right side? Negative 8 times 0. Oh boy. Go to your calculators. Hurry up. 0. What are you left with? X's are gone. What about the y's? 2y plus 68z equals 3,700. Yes, Sarah, questions?
How come you didn't multiply the negative 8 and 0? Oh,
I did. And equals 0. Is everyone all right? Pick two equations, eliminate the variable. Pick another two, eliminate the same variable. Everybody, my teaching is done. I'm done. We've been working on these things for the last 2 weeks, I think. 2 equations, 2 variables. Yeah? You guys just did a whole quiz on it for me yesterday. You guys can handle this now. All right, you can look. This is it. Get it down to this point, and you should be good.
Oh, so then, and then to find x, you just
2x plus 4z equals 500. 2y plus 68z equals 3,700. All right, here you go. What do you want to multiply the top by?
-1.
-1. Perfect. And here we go. -2y minus 4z equals -500. The y's cancel. How many z's are left here? 64z. And on the other side, 3,200 here. All right, you got z now. Divide both sides by 64. Z is 50. So I sold 50 $12 tickets. Sorry. How do you find another variable now?
Plug it in.
What do you mean? I got some. Look, You say plug it in. I got so many equations rocking on the board right now.
You can't plug it in because you only have one.
I can't plug it into one of the original 3, but I can plug it into one of these and get y out. All right, so go back. Let's plug it into one of these equations. I don't care which one. I'll pick the first one there. So 2y plus 4 times 50 equals 500. And here you go. 2y plus 200. $2y equals 300. So how many $10 tickets? 150. One more variable to solve for. How's that getting done? Now I go back to one of the originals and plug in for z and y. So go back to one of the 3 originals, whatever you feel like it's easier to plug in for. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, maybe the first one. And then how many of the $8 tickets? 200 of them.
So how do you decide which of them is to do in the beginning?
What do you mean in the beginning? Here?
Like on 1, step 1 and 2.
It's your choice.
But like,
It's free choice.
What's the criteria that like you have them 2 and like different?
No, there's 3 equations. You pick 2 of them and you decide which variable you're going to eliminate. And then you pick 2 more, but you have to eliminate the same variable. So I had 3 equations here to deal with. I picked 2 of them and I said, I'm eliminating x. I could have said y, I could have said z. Whatever variable you eliminate here, now you pick a different 2, a different pair, and eliminate the same variable. And then whatever you end up, the 2 equations you end up with, you solve, just like we've done the last week. Questions on this one? So you got to just be organized, really. The biggest mistake I see, kids raise their hand and I come over, I don't know where I went wrong, and it looks like a disaster. All right, be organized when you're doing these. You can see, and I'm not saying I'm not going to ask you guys to do this, but I number my steps as I go along so I can follow the path. All right, if it's just all over the place, it's not going to work out well. Questions from you guys? All right, we got one more, a little bit more. Raise the level a little bit for this last one. Now we're going to invest money into different accounts, so you can read through that. I need to know what we're solving for, though, at the end. What are we looking for? Yeah, the amount of money at each rate. So talk to me about the rates. Okay, so let me start. So X will be the money, the number of dollars I put into the 8% account. All right, Y will be the number of dollars I put into the 10%. And finally, Z will be money I put into the 12% account. So realize X, Y, and Z is like the amount of money. Dollars, cash. All right, how much money did I put in overall? $6,700, right? You got my first equation? I put in $6,700 total. What do you got for my first equation?
X plus y plus z equals 6.
All right, let's do it. X plus y plus z equals $6,700. All right, here's where it gets nuts. The amount I had from the income or the money I made from these investments was $716. So after I put in the 8%, the 10%, and the 12%, I ended up getting $716 back. Now we put the percents with them. Do I put 8%?
No.
0.08. So the amount I got back from the 8% account plus, how do I write the amount I got back from the 10% account? 0.10y plus 0.12z. I made $716 from those accounts. Ooh, that doesn't look good. 3 equations, 3 variables, 3 equations. Where's this third one going to come from? The amount of money we invested at 12% was 300 more than the 8 and the 10 combined. Woo! Whoa! So what was the amount of money we invested at 12%? Well, I know we're trying to find it, but we gave it a letter.
Z.
Right? The amount of money we invested at 12% was Z. That was 300 more than the 8 and the 10 combined. What do you got for me? Was 300 more than the other two combined.
0.08.
300. Well, this is just the money now.
300.
This isn't the part of the. This is just the money I invested.
Y plus Z plus
So that's why I'm not putting any percents with it. This is the amount of money I put into these accounts. So 300 plus.
Y plus Z.
Well, yep. X plus Z. Y plus. Y. No Z though.
X plus Y.
X plus Y. All right, any issues here before we do some adjusting? What don't I like about the third one?
Equals Z. Z's on the left side.
Variables on the same side, please. Variables on the same side, numbers on the other. So can you move over the Z and the 300 and adjust that for me? Because I don't want to use that equation. So no thanks, no thanks. Instead,
300 plus X plus
X plus Y, the Z is now negative and the 300 is negative. I flip spots so the numbers are on one side, variables on the other. And there's one other thing we got to talk about. Everyone all right with adjusting this one right here? All good? This one here. I don't know how you feel about it. Decimals? Well, let's answer this question honestly. Deal with decimals or whole numbers?
I mean, if there's
Whole
more,
numbers.
If there's more work to whole
Now
numbers.
look, we did this first period and we all learned the hard way, including myself, because I let them have the choice and they chose stick with the decimals. And it wasn't pretty. We got through it, but it wasn't pretty. So I said, learn my lesson, 7th period class. Let's not deal with decimals. Let's deal with just whole numbers. So what do I mean by deal with whole numbers? Take the decimal and just move it 2 spots over each time. So we're instead of dealing with 0.08, we're going to deal with 8x. Instead of dealing with 0.10y, we're going to deal with 10y. All right, so let's adjust them now.
How is that possible?
What do you mean, how is it possible?
Like, are you gonna have to adjust something later then?
No. So instead, I'm going to have 8x plus 10y plus 12z. And Nora, go ahead, tell your classmates.
You gotta move the decimal on the
I got to make sure I treat every single thing in that equation the same. So if I'm going to move everything over 2, I got to add how many zeros here?
Yeah,
2.
So that's adjust.
But I don't have to do it during the problem though. And I'm just telling, look, please believe me on this one. Because later on down the line here, you're going to have to multiply by a number which is not as easy. All right, with the decimals. It's a lot easier with the whole numbers.
But just writing them as whole numbers is different from writing them as like a percent, right?
Correct.
Okay.
All I did was just make the percents into these whole numbers.
So if you saw that there were percents from the beginning,
We're going to get the same answers regardless if it's from the percents or this
Yeah.
one here.
Okay.
Yeah,
could
we'll
just
get the
go
same
straight to the,
results.
the new
You
version.
can. I just worry, Maddie, that you're going to put 716 and not 716 with 2 zeros. That's my only worry. Okay? All right, here we go. Let's pick 2 equations and get rid of a variable. You want to pick the first 2? Look at all 3 right now. Look at all 3.
We can eliminate the z.
You want to take the first and the third and get rid of z?
Sure.
Okay, fine. That's fine. You guys, that's what makes this flexible. You have choices. So x plus y plus z equals 6,700. X plus y minus z equals negative 300. Fine. Let's get rid of z then. Just remember though, when we do this again, we got to get rid of z as well. Molly.
So, sorry, I just have one more question about when we're making up whole numbers. We
Yep.
only have to change, we only have to change the n number.
We multiply everything by 100.
But only in that one equation. Huh?
Correct.
Okay, so you wouldn't change.
Nope.
Okay.
All right, z's cancel. What are you left with? 2x plus 2y equals 6,400.
Yeah.
All right. Ava, you good?
Yep.
Great. All right, 2 new equations. What do you want? First and second? All right, fine. We just got to eliminate z though. I don't care which equations you pick, but you got to eliminate z now. So what do you want to multiply the top one by if we're going to eliminate z? 12 or negative 12? We use the first one.
Negative 12.
Negative 12x minus 12y minus 12z. Oh, somebody help me out here. Negative 8,400.
80,000. Like 804.
Okay. Negative 4x minus, what do you got, 2y? And then a little help over here, negative something.
Negative 8,800.
Yeah,
Sorry.
8,800.
Yeah.
I said 8,800.
I'm tired. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I'm gonna cry.
Okay, now hey, I know it's hard to visualize this, but if you guys said, you know what, forget you, Mr. Carlino, I'm going to be a stud on this and just keep with the decimals, this whole thing would have been decimals here. All right, and then you're like, oh boy, how do I combine these? Instead of nice whole numbers now, which I think we can handle, 2x plus 2y equals 6,400. And instead now, instead of negative 4x, I think maybe you would have had like 0.04x. All right, so these are a lot easier to deal with. Oh, and look at what happens here. I don't even need to multiply by anything. The y's are gone.
Magic.
Negative 2x equals negative. I should be able to do that, but 2,400? Yeah? So x is going to be, how much money did we put in that 8% account? 1,200 bucks? Where are you getting the next variable from? Original 3?
No.
Nope. One of the 2 we're working on. Whew. It's all easy until we got to do it by ourselves tomorrow, right? You can do it. By the way, sometimes I eliminate this section of the unit depending on the clientele I am teaching that year. It's staying in this year. There's no doubt this group and first period 2 can handle this. All right, no doubt.
Okay. That's so thoughtful.
By the way, period 1, 21.5 out of 22 class average on the quiz.
Whoa.
Hey,
What was our class?
That's was
20 something.
Oh.
we are.
That's not like percent.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
out
yeah.
of out of
Doesn't that
Yeah.
like never happen?
I don't know what happened in there. It was just like
They
game
could
over.
definitely
genius
Unless
mode.
they must have had a copy of the test. I don't know.
Because I killed that.
I killed that.
Our whole table got 100. We're definitely the most annoying kids we've ever had.
Why am I blanking here? 4,000.
Yeah,
Y equals 2,000.
that's what I got.
Oh, I didn't do that right.
Not what Molly thought.
Wait a minute.
Molly's just gonna let her go do her own thing.
Wait,
What did you guys do?
oh, okay.
What's up?
No, I just forgot a negative sign.
And then go ahead, finish it up. Find your Z value, how much you invested in the 12% account.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, never mind. What?
I killed it.
And they invested the most money, 3,500, into the 12% account. Not too bad. What do we think here? I know they take a while to do, but that's why you only have 2 of them tomorrow. All right. Yep. Sure. 1 second. We're all good? All right. That's it. You got 2 tomorrow. Stop the video.